We're going to go straight for the rat. We missed everything though, so we're going to go ahead and ult. Get the knockup onto the raw. Get the swipe onto the raw. Ymir is able to get the pick. We're going to go ahead and use our 3 to increase our teammates' movement speed. We get the knockup, but Guan Yu is knockup immune right there whenever he's using his spin attacks. We use our 2, gets the slow and the root. We're going to use our 1. We are out of mana for our dash. Oof, and the minions are able to get him. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Cthulhu in the jungle. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, I think Cthulhu is one of the strongest characters currently in the game. He does really well in solo lane, he also does really well as a support. But we're going to see how he does as a jungle. So let's go ahead and review Cthulhu's abilities. Cthulhu's 1 is going to be a small cone attack. It's going to reduce the enemy's attack speed. It's going to provide you a little bit of damage mitigation, and it's going to apply a stack of torment. So with Cthulhu, 1 stack of torment is going to not do anything, but if you can apply 4 stacks of torment onto an enemy, they're going to become insane, and that's going to tie into his passive. If you use your 1 on an insane target, you're going to consume their insanity and gain a 0.5 increase of damage mitigation. You start at 20% damage mitigation and you can go all the way up to 30%. With the fear, if the enemy is looking at you, you're going to apply 2 stacks of torment. If the enemy is looking away, they're going to get 1 stack of torment. And if they are insane, they're going to be feared away. Cthulhu's 2, he's going to summon a giant circle on the ground. This ability is going to deal damage twice, and it does not do AoE tick damage, so they can stand in your mire after the damage gets cast. So as you level this ability up, the cooldown for this ability is going to go down. The first pulse is going to slow, and then the second pulse of damage is going to root. Cthulhu's 3 is a dash. He's going to dash forward, and he has 2 projectiles on either side of him. If Cthulhu hits an enemy, or one of these projectiles hit an enemy, it's going to displace them. Cthulhu's ultimate, he's going to turn into a giant monster. His 1 is going to swipe, reducing enemies' protections by 3%. Cthulhu's 2 in his ultimate is going to be a knock-up circle attack. Cthulhu's 3, he's going to sacrifice a little bit of his health to gain increased movement speed, increased power, and some other bonuses for your teammates. So right here we're going to try to get a little bit of pressure onto this Guan Yu. Looks like between the 3 of us, we should be able to get it. Cthulhu's passive. Whenever Cthulhu is near an enemy that is insane, he's going to gain a stack of 25 power. This can stack up to 5 times. So now that we are familiar with Cthulhu, let's go ahead and review the build. We're going to be going into the Assassin's Blessing, and then we're going to be going into Ring of Hecate. Ring of Hecate is a really strong item. Cthulhu does have an attack chain of single target, multiple targets, and that multiple target attack, the 3rd attack in his attack chain, does apply a stack of torment. So we are going to be getting the Ring of Hecate to improve our jungle clear, to also give us a little bit of magical lifesteal, and we're going to be able to hex the enemy, reducing their power by 15% and increasing our power by 15%. Unfortunately, after our first rotation, we did not have enough money for tier 2 boots, so we are a little bit behind, but not too much. We're going to skip over our harpies to go straight for the blue. Looks like Set might be heading this way. I think he's within range of the XP and gold, and that's kind of all that matters. So we are going to be putting a point into our 1 because of the super low cooldown. Then we're going to be putting a point into our 2, so that way we can try to stun somebody in mid. And then we're going to be putting a point into our 3 and maxing our 2. The 2 is a really strong ability, and if you have points in it, Whenever you ult, your 2 is going to deal more damage in the ult form. That knock-up is what we're kind of looking to have the maximum amount of damage on, and we're leveling our 2 for that, and so that way we can reduce the cooldown on the 2. We're a little hurting for mana, but we're going to go ahead and clear this harpy.
An enemy has been slain.
Cthulhu definitely seems to have kind of a slow clear. Hopefully the Ring of Hecate and some lifesteal boosts will be able to help with that. We're going to go ahead and hit this small harpy. Make our way to our back harpy, and then our speed will probably be responding, so we're going to back, restore our mana, upgrade our items, and then make our way for speed.
They were warned.
So we're hitting these back harpies just for some gold and some XP. We have enough for the boots that we desire, so we're going to go ahead and pick up the lifesteal boots, pick up 2 wards, and head back to lane. So with Cthulhu, whenever he is in solo lane or as a support, he can stack his 1 or the damage mitigation on his 1 pretty effectively. As jungle, it's a little bit more difficult. We're really just kind of throwing our abilities onto a character and then getting out. We don't really have the luxury of being able to hang around in a lane and apply multiple stacks onto an enemy. It's kind of throw all of your damage, and then however many stacks stick is however many stacks stick. We're going to go for the blue buff. We do not see anybody in the solo lane. We're going to rotate to mid. We were thinking about checking their blue, but that's probably where they're at. We're going to work on the red buff with the Yanis.
Enemy missing middle.
Hanging out in the right jungle. Looks like we're just going to play it safe and go mid. The left harpies are up. That's a much better target. I see Janus going for them, so I'm going to rotate as well. Janus notices that they're not there, and it looks like he's going to rotate left. Which means we're going to go rotate right, try to release some of this pressure onto this on her. We do have our ultimate.
Our allies are in trouble.
We're able to get the Guan with the 1. We're going to go ahead and dash. Get the Uller. Hit him with the 1. Now we're going to ult him. He turns around, tries to stun us. Unfortunately, we were in our ult, so he did not get the stun. We throw the ball over the wall, and Yanis is able to clean up the Uller. So that was a good rotation. We were able to clean up 1 and set up another for our teammate. Although it looks like Raw just picked our Yanis, and that rat is over in the right jungle. We probably could have cleared that wave right there. Never mind. Monitor was on his way. It would have been a little rude to take his wave right there. We're going to move to our speed buff. Set is doing a good job of invading after he gets wave advantage. So he's stripping away the enemy harpies, which means that the enemy jungler is potentially going to fall behind because he's not hitting this camp. We're going to dash in just to get a little bit of damage, then we're going to use our basic and our 1 to clean up. After maxing out the 2, we're going to be maxing out the 1. The 1 has a super short cooldown, so we're going to be able to use it pretty often. We dash into tower. We're going to try to use our 2 onto the rat and get us slow. We're going to go for the basics. Sobek is back. We're trying to body for this set. We dash out. We have 60 health. They're chasing kind of hard. We're going to throw our 2 down for some zoning, and it looks like that was enough to get us out. Blue buff is... Ooh, hello rat. We use our 1. and I think he's gonna fall back. We're gonna check the blue buff. I think we can take this pretty easily, as long as they do not invade. It's a little risky, but we should be able to get it.
Your left tower is under attack.
We're gonna go ahead and back. We do not have enough money. We just checked. Ring of Hecate is 1,300. We need about 20 more gold, so we're gonna hit one more camp and then back.
I'm building stacks.
Ring of Hecate. It's going to be giving us some magical power, some lifesteal, and some increased attack speed. Each time we hit an enemy with a basic attack, we are going to remove 5% of their power and increase our power by 5%. Speed's going to be up in just 2 seconds, so we're just going to go ahead and wait here for it. Use our 2, because that is our most damaging ability.
Okay.
Looks like there's a bit of a tussle going on in mid.
Okay.
We do have our ultimate. Rat's about to ult in. Rat ults away. We're going to go straight for the rat. We missed everything though, so we're going to go ahead and ult. Get the knock up onto the raw. Get the swipe onto the raw. Ymir is able to get the pick. We're going to go ahead and use our 3 to increase our teammates' movement speed. We get the knockup, but Guan Yu is knockup immune right there whenever he's using his spin attacks. We use our 2, gets the slow and the root. We're going to use our 1. We are out of mana for our dash. Oof, and the minions are able to get him. Very close. He almost got away. I'm glad our minions put in that extra little work right there. So after going into Ring of Hecate, we are going to be going into Spear of Desolation or Spear of the Magus. I forget which option we choose, but we're going to want to try to get some penetration online. So right now we have lifesteal from the boots and lifesteal from Ring of Hecate, so we're actually doing pretty well in terms of lifesteal. We have 0 penetration, so we're going to want to pick some pen up. Penetration is going to allow us to deal more damage to enemies, especially if they're building protection. Looks like Janus is about to go down, but he trades out. Good for him.
An enemy has been slain.
We're going to go ahead and hit this camp. Red is up, but Janus just went down. So if we drop red, there's a pretty good chance that Janus won't be able to make it to it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We're just going to clean up a wave or 2 and then go for red. Since the Janus is down, he's not going to be able to get this wave. Tower would destroy all the minions, so we're going to go ahead and clean this up. We're not stealing any XP from him by doing this. And in fact, we're actually kind of helping his tower out a little bit. Trying to hit this side camp for this back harpies with the Janus, and then we're going to move to our red. Guan Yu is pretty deep into our jungle. We're going to throw an ability. We're going to dash onto him. That knocks him back just a little bit. We have our ultimate in just 1 second. We don't know if he has his ultimate, so we're trying to be careful. He gets the pick onto on her, unfortunately. We're going to use our 1. That fears the Guan Yu.
They were warned.
Ymir is able to get the pick. We have our dash. We're going to go ahead and dash. Now it's time to ult. We're going to go ahead and ult. We get our 1 off onto the rat, and he goes down. We get the knockup onto the Uller. Uller jumps out. We got to avoid these raw. Even though we are large and scary, we're still pretty weak. And we don't have any protections as Cthulhu.
An enemy has been slain.
We're going to go ahead and back.
Be right back.
Don't really have the mana to continue. We forgot to pick up a second relic, so that's a little bit of a misplay. We got Blink, and I think we've only used it once, so it might have been more effective to go with a different relic. Horrific Emblem is always good. I feel like Shell is never a bad idea. Sobek is pretty deep, so we're going to go ahead and clear this camp and then make our way to Sobek. We don't have our ult for a while. Sobek ults. We get him with the first pulse of our 2. We're gonna clean up the minions. I don't think we're gonna really be able to get Sobek right here, although they have him stun locked like no other. Gonna move with the set. Check their blue. It is here. So that's making the rotation mid.
Your middle tower is under attack.
They were warned.
We drop the blue buff.
Job. That's too bad.
Enos goes down, so we probably should have rotated as well.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We get a good 2 off, good Ymir wall, and we're able to get the pick onto the Sobek. So while we were over here, Enos was getting ganked. Looks like they might be making a play for Gold Fury. We're going to go ahead and get this tower. And then clear the wave. Because I don't think Set was making it back over here. So now looking at the map, we have our Harpies on the left. Red is down, so is purple. Not a lot of camps for us, so we might just hit this one and back. But we're doing pretty good so far. 4-0 and 5. Pretty much everywhere we show up, we can assist or get a kill. Looks like we're going Spear the Magus. And we're going to pick up Sanctuary, Aegis. We're going to pick up Aegis. I used to call it Sanctuary all the time. It's actually called Aegis. With the Spear of the Magus, it's going to give us 110 power. It is going to give us 10 penetration. And whenever we damage an enemy with an ability, they're going to be marked. And any additional damage, whether it's from you or your teammates, is going to deal 7.5% more damage. We're able to get the pick onto the Raw. We're going to use our 2. We get the slow, but 1 U is CC immune. We do have our ultimate, but we're being a little careful. We don't want to use it just on the 1 U. We're getting some basics off, which is applying the hexes. We try to use our 2, but Rat gets a stun. Kind of just waiting for our team right here. Looks like right has a lot of pressure. We could totally go for Gold Fury right now. I think we might need Ymir in on her. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this just Enos and myself. Gonna tap it to Enos. 1 use here, so we're going to go ahead and ult. We throw down our 2, get the knockup, and then we're going to use our 1 to confirm it. We are able to confirm the Gold Fury. It doesn't look like anybody's rotating in, so we're just going to get out of our ultimate form and make our way to the red buff. As jungler, you want to make sure that you're clearing as many camps as possible. Smite is a game that rewards farming, not kills. So if you are focused on the team fights and you're getting a kill every other team fight, you're going to fall behind to the jungler who's participated in 0 team fights but has just been farming all game. So with Cthulhu, even though we do some damage and we are pretty effective in the team fights, we gotta make sure that we're hitting the camps so that way we can be leveling up. After going into the Spear of the Magus, we're going to be going into Spear of Desolation. Spear of Desolation is going to give us 110 magical power. It's going to give us 10 magical penetration. And then it's going to also give us 10% cooldown and a passive where if we get a kill or an assist, all of our abilities are going to be reduced by 2. All of our ability cooldowns are going to be reduced by 2. So right now we have 20 magical flat penetration, 10 from Spear, well 10 from both Spears. In mid, let's take Raw as an example. Getting towards late game, Raw may have 50 magical protections. We're going to go ahead and dash in. Rat's using his ultimate. Guan Yu uses his ultimate. We're going to use our 2. And we get stunned out. We get ulted by the Raw, but it looks like we're okay. Looks like Enos is okay. So let's assume that Raw has 50 magical protections. the 10 flat pen from Spear of the Magus and the other 10 flat pen from Spear of Desolation. Whenever you have these two items and you're attacking a character with 50 magical protections, you're going to be dealing damage to the enemy as if they only had 30 magical protections. So whenever they have less protections, you're going to deal more damage. And is good. That's pretty much the moral of the story. Penetration is good.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
Anyway, we're gonna work on this tower.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy
Take
tower.
middle lane.
Take middle lane.
On my way. Ultimate is ready.
Raw is a little pushed up. We got the whole team collapsing, so there's definitely going to be a team fight here. Rat is nearby. If we can keep Rat out of the fight, that'll be a pretty good thing for our
An enemy
team.
has been slain.
We're going to go ahead and dash, knock him back a little bit. We use our 2. Gets the root onto... Got the slow onto the Rat to not root him. We use our 2, we use our 1, and we're able to get the pick onto the Ratatasker. We're going to use our 2, get the knock up. He is immune. And unfortunately, it looks like the Sobek was able to get out.
They were warned.
Nice. Janus teleports to the wall and is able to clean it up. I say let's get this left tower, and nobody else on my team seems to care. They want to go for the middle tower for some reason. I guess it is weaker. Makes sense. Let's see if we can push this middle Phoenix real quick. So even though I am Cthulhu, I can't really tank these tower shots. I have 0 protections or defense going on. We use our 2 through the wall, but it looks like Anher knocks him out, and Set was able to clean it up. So after going into the Spear of Desolation, we're going to be going into Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to give us a decent amount of power. It's going to give us 10 magical % penetration. And whenever we deal damage to an enemy with an ability, when we have Soul Reaver, it's going to remove a percentage of their health. Cthulhu has a lot of abilities, so Soul Reaver really makes sense on him. We're going to dash in, try to disrupt this rat. We use our 2. We get the 1 off. We did just eat a raw ult. We're going to dash onto the Sobek. We have our Spear of the Magus proc on him, so he's going to be taking additional damage. We go ahead and ult, but it looks like we are going to go down. So it just took a little bit too much damage from the Raw right there.
Friends don't leave friends behind. An enemy has been slain.
Anher is able to pick up a kill onto the Guan Yu. Set is pursuing.
Your middle tower has been destroyed. Beware of shifting sides.
Anher gets a
They were
good
warned.
pillar throw? Throwback? What's the term for that? Knockback? Knockback via spear. So Set has top damage. We have top gold, top kills. Looks like our team's going to be able to get the Fire Giant. So since myself, Cthulhu, and Janus were not alive when the Fire Giant went down, we do not get the Fire Giant buff. Fire Giant buff is going to give you a lot of HP 5 and a lot of MP 5. Plus it's going to, I think, affect your damage a little bit. It's really the regeneration that's the best part of the Fire Giant buff. We're going to go ahead and rotate towards the Gold Fury. They do have vision on it, but I think we could just melt it. We do need our damage dealers for that. We're going to set up some wards. Warnier is here.
Careful in the jungle.
We're going to dash through the Gold Fury. We're able to get the Oni Fury.
Retreat. Retreat.
Was that a Guan Yu ultimate? I don't think so, because there was a stun involved. We do have our ultimate. We should have ulted right now. We should have ulted right now. I have no idea why we're not in our ultimate form. We dash, we eat a lot of damage, and now it's too ult, SeanyB, ult. I have no idea why we weren't more aggressive with our ultimate right there. Uller gets the hammer and just melts me. Right there, huge misplay. As soon as Ymir hit a triple freeze, I should have been in my ultimate. Really could have made a difference in that team fight. I feel like I was trying to get my abilities off before going into my ultimate to maximize the damage. But in that situation, just going straight into my ultimate would have been way better. So, it is just set alive. Luckily, the enemy team does not have any objectives that they can go for. Fire, pyro, and gold are all down. So the best they can do is push up lanes and push a tower. We're back at it, so we're going to move towards our speed buff. So at this point in the game, I feel like everybody on the enemy team is getting their damage or their defenses online. At this point in the game, if we were support or solo, we would be very tanky and we'd be able to just spam abilities with taking very little damage in return. However, with this damage build, we have to be very careful how much damage we take. We get melted, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So poor positioning or misuse of our abilities at this point in the game are going to start leading to deaths because I do not have the health or protection that really help me recover from that. So it'd be nice to avoid the Sobek ult. Looks like we're going to take some damage. We still do have our ultimate. Let's hope we use our ultimate in this fight. With Cthulhu, a lot of the setup is just on this 2, so we get the slow, we get the root, and on her is able to clean it up.
Be careful, middle.
We're taking a little bit of damage from the Harpy, so we're going to go ahead and clear these bad boys and heal up from our Assassin's Blessing.
Unfortunate.
2 people going in right. We get the take onto Rat, we get rooted by Uller, and we get destroyed by Uller. So it's just another one of those situations where we do not have any defense or protections, so our poor positioning gets really punished by their damage dealers.
You've only just begun, haven't you?
Looks like our team is able to clean up though.
Nice job.
Hopefully our team will push the Phoenix and not just worry about going for kills. That is 1 Phoenix down. So that opens up a little bit of the map for us. It's just the Guan Yu left. We should be able to get some good pressure here. Unfortunately, I do not think that we close out here. Looks like we might. Oh, nope. Nope, we're not going to close out. I was just about to do the outro, but we are not closing out right here. On her, why are you going for the kills? Go for the damage. It's a good looking Ymir skin. He's just smiling all the time. Well, we are up. Our team is in retreat. The enemy team is in pursuit. How shall we proceed? We're going to go help out the good looking Ymir. Just kidding. We're going to go for our speed buff. User 2 gets the root and the slow. They're still chasing, so this is a huge misplay by me. I say I'm going to go help the cute looking Ymir, and I just let him die. I let them run under our tower. Oh, he makes it out. He's so clutch. Good looking Ymir for the win. We get the knockup onto the Guan Yu. Looks like he's going to be able to dash out. Super unfortunate. We use our 3 to increase the movement speed of our teammates. We're going to go ahead and knock up this Sobek. We get our 1, which is going to remove some protections. That second one is going to miss, but we're able to use our 2, get the knockup. We're going to dash to get a little bit closer. We get stunned by Uller, and we are dead. Poor positioning. We were chasing their tank, did not see Uller whatsoever. And then right as we entered or exited our ultimate, Uller stuns us and melts us. This build, very effective in the early and mid game. However, once we get to the late game, the lack of protections or hybrid items, I feel like is really hurting us. And if this game was super competitive, super sweaty, and they needed in late game jungle, I probably would have failed. Because once the team fighting starts,
Enemy has been slain.
if I get picked, if I get decided that I'm the target, I'm gonna go down very quickly. We have 3 people pushing. This might be the end. Ra gets a huge ult onto the Yanis. They have 4 people up. It is not going to be the end here either.
They were warned.
We're going to dash up. It is a 2v3 right now. Looks like the enemy team is doing a good job of keeping us off the Titan. There goes the Guan Yu. Ratatasker is now up and now down.
You've only just begun, haven't you?
3v1. By the time we make it, our team should already be on the Titan. They might win it before I even make it there. We do have our ultimate, so we're just going to run in and ult the Titan.
All enemies are down.
Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned anything at all, please check out the channel and subscribe for more content. The stats for this game will be posted in just a second. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.